3 hacks to having more energy, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our Wellness Wednesday. I think we're live on all platforms. How are we all? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know how you are going. Yeah, love to hear some fun facts about you guys that are tuning in. So we're talking about 3 hacks for endless energy. And tonight I'm going to talk about, the reasons why we may potentially struggle with our energy, the mindset and the skill set behind having more energy, and also the one thing to help you instantly have more energy. And now this is not a quick fix. It's not a magic pill. This is the one thing that you are going to decide to do because you've tuned in tonight, because you've listened to this Wellness Wednesday, all about our energy. Now, we have our physical energy and we can have the energy, like our emotional energy, how we feel within ourselves, right? So these tips are going to help you with all of the above, because give me a like or a love if you've ever kind of felt really low, you feel like you don't have anything to look forward to, and you feel really tired. Whereas, times where you may have had less sleep, but it's a really exciting time of your life, like there's fun, stuff happening in relationships or work or babies and things like that. Like think about new mums surviving on near no sleep. So thinking about like those times in your life where you've experienced this energy or lack thereof because of what was happening internally. So this is about the skill set, the physical, the action, and also the mindset. So the beliefs, the behaviors behind it all. So tonight we're going to talk about mind, body, and spirit in regards to the 3 hacks for more energy. And of course, this covers so much more than what I'm going to briefly touch on. But as I always say, it is impossible for me to share every week on topics in depth unless we're going to be here for like 5 hours. So, or probably more. So please know that extra information can be found in the blogs and through my newsletter. So please make sure that you subscribe to my newsletter ahead of time. The link's in my link tree. Get the free ebook and you'll get access to my mailing, my emails every week, where you'll get all this information ahead of time. So we're going to cover off on a few different tips, and there are so many different things that are going to work for different people. But what I want to really draw your attention to is a couple of really basic tips that have really helped me. So getting back from holidays and being down in like southern New South Wales, really cold, not motivated at all, I really struggle in winter to get going. And so I was thinking, okay, I always think about how can I serve you guys, and it's usually about what I've been going through myself. Now, before I get into that though, I also want to put a bit of a disclaimer on this. I always do this. The fact is that there is a season for everything. There is a season for planting. There is a season for harvesting. There is a season for resting. And there's also a season for dying off in all areas of our life, in nature, in everything. So knowing that winter typically has more of that hibernating, restful energy, it may be a time that you do actually slow down, and maybe you're actually noticing that your energy is not as high as you thought it was because you've actually stopped. So the thing that we can often notice most is that it's like when you stop and you end up getting a cold, or when you stop and you start to feel really tired because your body has been in that rushing woman syndrome. You've been, just going, and your body's been used to living on that adrenaline. So then when you actually stop, when you get to winter and you actually take a bit more of a restful approach, you can feel really exhausted. So if this is you, if this is resonating and you feel that you want to dive deeper into this, please reach out. Let's make a time to chat, because this matters. This matters for you to be able to live an incredible, abundant, joyful, energetic life. So let's first of all talk about mind over matter. Hey, you probably hear me say this a million times, and if you have, it's validation. If it's new, awesome. That 80% of anything we do is mindset. So be plus do equals have. the beliefs, the behaviors are either going to move us towards the do, the action, to have the very thing in our life, or the beliefs, the behaviors are going to draw us away from the do, so then we won't have the very desire in our life. So it's being really mindful of not taking your thoughts as fact. You don't have to believe them, particularly if they're disempowering. If they're empowering, heck yes, believe them. But if they're disempowering, let's not believe them. So it comes back to that brain champion technique, switching that brain bully into the brain champion. How many of you have gotten up, or, you know, your alarm's gone off, or you've woken up and you're just like, I feel so tired? Ever done that? So this is where that's your brain bully talking. And what we want to do is we want to switch that, and we want to switch it to that brain champion and language it like we want it. So, okay, you notice yourself saying, oh, I'm so tired. I notice I'm getting better at being more energetic. I notice I'm getting better at jumping out of bed in the morning. I notice I'm getting better at raising my energy, whatever it might be. Plaster it beside your bed, like have it on your bedside table, have it as your screensaver on your phone. Although I don't recommend checking your phone first thing. That's another tip. Have your phone away from your bed, so when your alarm goes off, you actually have to get up. So these are all specific kind of tips and tricks to the winter time too, when it can be quite hard to get out of bed. And last week I spoke about exercising and getting motivated and doing things when you don't feel like it. And there was tips in that as well to help you guys with that. I can't remember if that was last week or the week before. So make sure you're minding your mind. And the next thing, and this ties into mindset as well, is around our body. Move it. Change your physiology. So when we look at the communication head, how we communicate, how we bring language in, and how that then results in our emotional states and then therefore our behaviors, we can change it by changing our language. Tick, brain bully, to brain champion. We can also change it by changing our physiology. Amy Cuddy has a really great TED talk on this, Amy Cuddy, Cuddy, on how our posture affects our confidence. So if you're kind of like hunched over because it's cold and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to get out of bed, work on changing your physiology. First, use your brain champion technique, and also change your physiology. So, you know, if that means like literally jumping out of bed. Hubby and I used to have this competition where it was like, whoever gets out of bed last has to make the bed, but he gets up a lot earlier than me now to go to work. So that's not motivation for me anymore. So now it's about how can I get motivated to get myself out of bed? So the first thing I do is I actually, and it's easy for me to take this first step, but if a first step is going to be difficult for you, then put this next step in that I'm going to tell you about first. But what I actually do is I put my headphones on and I do my meditation. However, you may be like laying in bed snoozing and just like that might be too low energy for you. So if it is, jump out of bed, headphones on, and put on a song that really gets you pumped up, or have a song that is your alarm clock that really gets you going. So, and change it up all the time, because I know you can get conditioned to them. So that's a really important thing to change our physiology in our body, is to move our body in different ways, to really get it going, to get that energy physically flowing through our physiology, to change our mental, emotional, and physical energy. There's a thing you can do called anchoring. Now, if you have heard of this, use anchoring for energy. If you would like to know more about this, type anchoring in the comments and I can touch base with you, send you through some resources on this. This is a really powerful technique to change your energy instantly. So if this is one thing you do, the anchoring could be potentially a next step for you. But you've got the brain champion and you've got change your physiology. Okay, now the other thing around our body is obviously what we're fueling it with. Now, I go into diet, I talk about food and diet all the time. You've got information on different vitamins, you know, B12, iron, all of that kind of stuff. Make sure that your levels are up, you know, up to scratch with your pathology tests and all that kind of stuff. But the one thing that you can do in regards to your physical health, your body, when it comes to food and drink first thing in the morning, is instead of going for that coffee, leave that till after 11 a.m. I'll tell you why in a second. And drink 500 to about 600 mils of water. If you can have freshly squeezed lemon in it, even better. It'll get your digestive juices flowing, ready to take on your food for the day if you've got any issues with any digestion. So water first, have it by your bed. I mean, if we have our bedroom upstairs, so I go downstairs. If that's too much for you, then have your water by your bed if it's too far away, and squeeze your lemon into it. If you can't do lemon, just do straight water to start with and drink that down. I actually do my tongue scraper first. It gets rid of all the bacteria. It's a traditional Ayurvedic Indian technique. So have your water and leave your caffeine and your coffee until at least 11 a.m. I know a lot of us, right? We're trying to fill up with artificial energy. Any form of caffeine, try and push it out to 11, because naturally when we wake up as well, our cortisol is slowly rising over the morning, and it peaks at about 11, and then it starts to drop down and off in the afternoon and lower at night. So we're getting ready for sleep. So we need it through the day to get stuff done. That's why I should be winding down at night. And in the morning, maybe natural to feel less energetic. So if you're feeling that real fatigue though, maybe there's more going on. So please reach out for a free consult to chat a bit more about what might be happening for you. Just send me a DM. I'd love to be able to help you. But drink your water, avoid your caffeine until 11 if you can. And by having your water, you're going to be invigorating your body and rehydrating it anyway, because that's often the reason we feel lethargic from a physical point of view, is because we can be dehydrated, because we may get up and go to the toilet at night, but we may not drink at night. And also we not only lose fluids through sweat, we sweat at night, but we also lose it through our breath. Like there's moisture coming out of our breath as well. So there you go. Oh, another note on the physical body, if dancing's not for you, rebounding. So get yourself a mini tramp and put it beside your bed or in your bedroom and just get up and do your rebounding. It'll change your energy straight away. Do it while you're listening to your tune as well. Okay, meditation is a really, really important part of our energy. And this ties into the spirit kind of thing, with being able to take some time to not always be doing. We're such human doings now. We're not human beings. We don't just sit and be. So take that time, morning and or night, even if it's 1 minute. I found some great 5-minute meditations on Spotify. I just Googled 5-minute meditations on Spotify. Work on what resonates with you and give that a go, and sit in stillness a little bit more instead of being rushing going, because rushing mind makes us exhausted as well. And say no. This is a big thing that I have been working with my clients on. And if you're watching, you know who you are. Because when we're saying yes to everyone else, we're saying no to ourselves. But when we start saying no to others, we can start saying yes to ourselves and putting ourselves first, having more energy and vitality, and then we're more inclined to be lit up, feel good, we're more productive, we actually get more done, achieve, do less, achieve more. So guys, there you have it. There's some really simple basic tips to get you started. But the main reason why we lack that energy is because of that rushing brain, that rushing woman syndrome, the constantly doing, the saying yes, the overcommitting, the overscheduling, all of those kind of things, not fueling our bodies, getting on our phones, being on our phones late at night, the screens that, I know if I've been on my phone within the hour before going to bed, I'll have a really broken sleep, or I'll wake up feeling like really tired, like I haven't slept well. If I'm off my phone in the last hour and I meditate, don't have any screen time, I have a great sleep and I wake up feeling more energized. So guys, there's plenty of tips there. Is it going to be around, to recap? I'm going to recap, and I want you guys to think about what things you are already doing and pat yourself on the back for that. And then think about what things can I bring in? So is it around my mind? Reframing from brain bully to brain champion. I notice I'm jumping out of bed in the morning feeling energetic. Is it around your body? So is it around doing rebounding, jumping and dancing to your favorite song first thing? Is it around drinking some water and leaving your coffee till 11? Is it around meditation morning or night? Is it around saying no? Is it getting off your phone a little bit earlier and to do that meditation? Because people have said, I don't have time to fit this in. Have a look at your screen time and see how much time you're spending on socials. And I'm saying that to us, not just to you, myself included, because no one's perfect. It's very addictive. So let me know, comment below, what's the one first step that you're going to take towards increasing your energy, to working towards endless energy, because it's a combination of things. and start with that one thing. Give it a go for a couple of days. If you're feeling like you're really fatigued and you need extra support because you feel there might be something else going on, hit up my DMs. I'm here to support you guys. I love helping you. I love sharing on Wellness Wednesdays, and I trust you getting some value from this. And please let me know any other topics you'd like to hear about moving forward. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.